Welcome, Infection Gunfight Warriors! Today, we're diving into one of the most intense and chaotic battles in Roblox. No, I'm not talking about just any fight, I'm talking about the battle for survival in the Infection Gunfight game, where every weapon counts and only the strongest make it to the top. Whether you're holding your ground against the infected or engaging in a heated firefight with your human counterparts, the right weapon can mean the difference between life and death. So let's break it down, shall we? We've got an insane variety of weapons in this game, ranging from massive, devastating machine guns to sleek, fast-firing sidearms. Every weapon on this list has been tested in the field, and today, we're ranking them from worst to best. But hold on, this isn't just any boring tier list. This an in-depth, hard-hitting look at what makes each weapon shine, and what makes others feel like you're shooting BB pellets when you're facing off against a swarm of undead. Trust me, we're going to cover it all. This tier list is going to help you understand which weapons you should be rushing to get your hands on, and which ones you can afford to leave behind. So grab your gear, lock and load, and let's get started with a weapon tier list that'll keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. Alright, we're starting off at the bottom. These weapons are in the C tier, which means they're not necessarily bad, but they sure as hell aren't good either. These are the weapons that, in most cases, you'll find yourself questioning. Why am I using this? The performance is mediocre at best, and while they can get the job done in a pinch, you'll find yourself wishing you had something better in your hands. Okay, let's start with AK-47. Good old reliable AK-47. It's a solid choice if you're looking for an all-around decent weapon. It's familiar, it's effective, but let's be real. When compared to some of the other absurdly powerful weapons out there, the AK-47 just doesn't stack up. Its rate of fire and damage are average at best, and it struggles in comparison to other weapons with better stopping power and quicker reload times. In a game like Infection Gunfight, where survival often depends on firepower, the AK-47 feels like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Effective, but not quite as effective as it used to be. Now, the M4A1 is the definition of meh. It doesn't have any glaring weaknesses, but it doesn't have anything particularly special either. It's like choosing vanilla ice cream at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Sure, it gets the job done, but there are better, more exciting options on the table. With decent accuracy and fire rate, it's a good weapon to have when you're just trying to survive, but it's not going to make you feel like a hero on the battlefield. Next up is the M1921, a weapon that's fun in theory but ultimately lacks the power and effectiveness needed to deal with the chaos of a high-intensity game like Infection Gunfight. It's a submachine gun with an old-school vibe, but when compared to modern SMGs, it just falls short. While it might be a historical piece, in the world of zombies and insane firepower, you're better off with something a little more reliable. SVD. The SVD sniper rifle is in a weird spot. It doesn't know if it wants to be a semi-auto rifle or just another mid-range option. While it's certainly capable of dealing decent damage, it lacks the consistency you need from a sniper rifle. It's not as powerful or precise as other sniper rifles, and when you're in the thick of a fight, it just doesn't hold up. It's a strange mix of being too weak for long-range battles and too slow for mid-range combat. Glock 18. The Glock 18 is one of those weapons that sounds good in theory, but doesn't deliver in practice. It's automatic, but its damage is laughable compared to other automatic weapons. You're better off with almost anything else, especially when the zombies come charging at you with a vengeance. When you're up against weapons with significantly more firepower, the Glock 18 might leave you wishing you had a better backup. Here we have the MAC-10. While its rate of fire might be insane, it's not enough to overcome its weaknesses. The recoil is way too high, and the damage per bullet isn't great. If you're a fan of spray and pray, the MAC-10 might appeal to you. But trust me, you'll run out of ammo long before you take out any substantial number of zombies or enemies. It's more of a gimmick than a reliable tool for survival. Lastly, we have the knife. Sure, it's classic and it can be fun in certain situations, but if you're using the knife in Infection Gunfight, you're probably looking for a death wish. It's slow, lacks range, and in a world of high-caliber weaponry, it's pretty much useless. Sure, you can pull off some flashy moves with it, but when the zombies come running, you'll wish you had a real weapon in your hands. Now we're moving on to the B tier. Weapons that are solid, reliable, and can definitely get the job done, but don't quite have the raw power or excitement of the S tier. These are the weapons you'll find yourself using when you're not quite at the top of your game, but are still a far cry from using some of the C tier weapons. They have their strengths, but they're not game changers by any means. Start with the M249. The M249 is a machine gun that excels in suppression. With a high rate of fire and the ability to mow down enemies in front of you, it's great for keeping enemies at bay. The downside? It's not exactly mobile. You'll have to plant yourself in one spot and hope your teammates have your back while you unleash hell. If you're defending a position though, this weapon can be a godsend. MG3. The MG3 is essentially the M249's faster cousin. It churns through ammo at an alarming rate, but the downside is that it can be hard to control. It burns through magazines quickly, and while it does pack a punch, you'll find yourself needing to reload constantly. If you're someone who can handle the recoil and manage your ammo well, the MG3 can be a beast, but for most, it's just a little too chaotic. AN-94. The AN-94 is an oddball assault rifle, and that's part of its charm. It's unique, with a burst fire mode that can melt enemies faster than you might expect. It's a bit tricky to master, but once you get the hang of it, the AN-94 can be a strong contender. Just make sure you're not in a full auto fight, as the burst fire can sometimes leave you vulnerable. SCAR. The SCAR is the epitome of an all-rounder. It doesn't excel in any particular area, but it's reliable. You can count on it to get the job done. It's got decent accuracy, a fair rate of fire, and solid damage output, but it never quite feels like a powerhouse. Still, in the chaos of infection gunfight, the SCAR can hold its own. P90. The P90 is one of those weapons that's fun to use. It's got a great rate of fire, low recoil, and a decent stopping power. It's not as powerful as some of the more devastating guns out there, but it can be a blast to use in tight situations. If you like having a gun that's both fun and effective, the P90 is a solid pick. AWP. When you land a shot with the AWP, it's beautiful. This sniper rifle is the dream of any sharpshooter, capable of one-shot kills if you've got the aim to back it up. But there's a catch. It's slow to reload, and it requires a lot of precision. If you miss, you're stuck with a long reload and a sense of regret. The AWP is a high-risk, high-reward weapon that can turn the tide of battle if you're skilled enough to handle it. Moving on to the A tier, where the real heavy hitters start to come into play. These weapons shine because they're versatile, powerful, and can change the course of a fight in your favor. You'll definitely want these in your arsenal, and they'll make you feel like a true warrior. Start with Bullet Rain minigun. The minigun is the ultimate in firepower. When you spin that barrel and unleash a bullet storm, there's no escape for anyone in its path. It's a bit slow to move with, and the recoil can be difficult to control, but it's a weapon that makes you feel like a one-man army. The sheer volume of bullets you send downrange can obliterate anything that stands in your way. It's a weapon for those who want to dominate the battlefield, especially when you've got an open space to mow down zombies. Dual Desert Eagle. The Dual Desert Eagles are two hand cannons that pack ridiculous stopping power. You don't need an assault rifle when you've got these beasts in hand. Every shot feels like a hammer blow, capable of tearing through anything it hits. The recoil is a bit heavy, but the damage output is so high that it more than makes up for it. If you like to get up close and personal, these pistols will make you feel like a walking death machine. Dual Uzi. The Dual Uzi takes fast firing to the next level. With its rapid fire capability and decent damage output, it's a fantastic weapon for tearing through crowds of infected. The recoil is manageable, and the rate of fire means that you can melt through enemies faster than they can close the distance. It's not as powerful as the big guns, but when it comes to speed and efficiency, the Dual Uzi is a force to be reckoned with. Finally, we've reached the top, the S tier. These are the weapons that make your enemies fear your presence. They have overwhelming firepower, exceptional speed, and game-changing effects. If you're lucky enough to wield one of these bad boys, you're practically guaranteed to dominate the battlefield. The Flamethrower turns any battle into a barbecue. With its area of effect damage, it's perfect for clearing out large swaths of enemies. It doesn't have the range of some of the other guns, but when you're surrounded by zombies, there's no better tool for the job. You can deny space, melt crowds, and leave your enemies wishing they'd stayed away. It's absolute destruction in a portable form. M32 MGL is a grenade launcher that can obliterate anything in its path. With its 6 shots in rapid succession, it can decimate any group of zombies before they even get close. Its explosive damage is devastating, and while it's a bit slow to reload, the sheer destruction it causes more than makes up for it. When you need to clear out a horde, this is the weapon you want by your side. A powerful sniper. M82A1. The M82A1 is the ultimate long-range sniper rifle. Its high damage and precision make it capable of dropping enemies from insane distances with a single shot. It's heavy, slow, and requires precision, but when you land a hit, there's nothing left but a pile of ash. If you're looking to take out enemies from across the map, the M82A1 is the weapon to get. So there you have it, our complete weapon tier list for Infection Gunfight. We've covered everything from the trash weapons that make you question your life choices, to the unstoppable forces of destruction that can turn the tide of any battle. Whether you prefer close quarters combat, long-range sniping, or just want to go full tank mode with a minigun, there's a weapon for everyone in this game. The key is knowing which one fits your playstyle and how to maximize its potential. Remember, in Infection Gunfight, the right weapon can be the difference between being overrun by zombies or emerging victorious as the last human standing. So the next time you jump into battle, make sure you've got the right tool for the job. Now go out there and blow up some zombies. The world's counting on you.